Just saying.
3, 2, 1, action.
I kinda wish you knew how much you put me through.
So hello everyone, it's Harvey and I'm back for another video, and I hope you guys are having a great time and welcome back to my channel. Guys, I know I've not been in front of the camera for a while now, but you guys know what's going on in this YouTube community, like YouTube as a whole, honey, guys. So with everything that's been going on, I've just been shocked. You guys know I told you guys earlier last year that I'm scared of Tati. And everyone was like, you know, why? You know, like, she's so angelic. And I was like, honey, she's angelic to you guys. But there are people, I've worked with so many people in my lifetime, and there are people that you see them and you're like, And then I remember also saying that, guys, today she turned on James Charles. And you guys are friends with her. The next time she will turn on someone, it will be you guys. So you better watch your back.
This ain't no allegedly.
Well, it came so soon because 1 year just passed and boom, she turned on those people that I was like, you guys better watch your back. She turned on Jeffree, she turned on Shane Dawson, she turned on, I was like, yep, I knew it. So now I just found out about this recent development. Guys, you will not believe it. So there's this YouTuber called Without a Crystal Ball, honey. Ooh, I was like, oh my god, guys. You know, when you have your guys, always follow your intuition, always follow your instincts, because instincts never lie. Instincts never lie. I summarized it. I was like, Jeffree, Shane Dawson Tati, James Charles, and the rest of them. I am more scared of Shane Dawson and Tati, and I would stick with it, because this recent receipts of this video just proved my point in so many ways, and I'm like, oh my god.
Let me explain.
Oh god.
Here's my justification for pedophilia.
I mean,
so this was my idea, because hi, I'm queen of ideas. The original idea, I was like, oh, I should on you, because your video of me, you on me, how many views does it have now?
I think 5 million.
I think it's your most viewed video of all time. I'm like, well, the theme could be I could make you uncomfortable. So like, I could do a bunch of creepy things to make you uncomfortable and then pee on you.
And it gets worse. A former fan had exposed a throwback clip to an interview Shane had had where he was talking about getting with Fred, a really popular YouTuber back in the day. Fred at the time was 15 and Shane was 19. And Shane apparently even had his mother's approval.
So I told my mom, who was like watching Nancy Grace, I was like, Mom, I think Fred is trying to f me, and my mom's like, I'll drive. And I was like, yeah, okay, that YouTube Monty. So then I was just like setting up them hangout, and then I said something. I made like a really, really gross joke about like him or something, because I thought it was going there.
Right.
And then he blocked me. And
Whoa.
blocked me on Twitter.
Whoa.
Blocked me on everything.
Wow.
Deleted every tweet he had sent me, and I was just like, I went too far.
Wow.
We never talked about it, and then I met him 3 years later, and it was cool. And now it's like this weird thing where we're friends, but I want to be like, were you trying to f me?
Yeah.
Also, were you trying to catch a crowd? What was happening?
Yeah, what was going on?
I don't know.
Lastly, another one of his live streams he used to do with minors has also resurfaced, and it's really, really disturbing.
I'll go grab the buttons. And Lane said, no. Tired of playing with buttons. And then his friend said, oh, okay, what do you want to do? And Lane said, let's play a game called Find the Fly. Oh no. Lane's friend said, I like that. Let's play. Lane said, okay, here's how you play. I'm going to bend over, and you pretend. I don't remember where I learned that game. I think Lane's brother told me about it. Maybe he learned it on TV. Anyways, Lane's friend's mom came out and said, what the fuck are you doing? We were playing Find the Fly. And Lane's friend's mom said, oddly enough, I've heard of that game. I should not be playing that game. So then we all went inside and had peanut butter sandwiches with no crust. 10 years later, Lane ran into this kid and said, hey, remember when we played that game? And Lane's friend said, you let them each other. Lane said, I don't know, but that would explain a lot. And they laughed. And they went on their merry way.
oh my god. God.
Anyway, he went onto his cat's Instagram and wrote a message about himself as his cat. He goes, "I will always support and love Shane. We all have to remember that Shane isn't perfect. No one is. We all make mistakes whether they're big or small. Doesn't matter. We all make them, and not allowing somebody to learn and grow from them is not fair nor right. Yes, well, not everyone makes jokes about pedophilia." He continues, "We must allow everybody to learn and become better. Shane has allowed us to see that he's a changed person. Cancelled culture loves to ruin careers. Loves holding on to the past, and that's not okay. I will always be here for Shane. All the negativity has to stop. Use that energy to spread love and treat people with kindness. Always." Shane's soon-to-be father-in-law, aka Ryland's dad, had even made a post on his Instagram account defending Shane. To everyone who is caught up in these unfortunate events lately, we all have a past and most have regrets. But remember, you all watch this man for the shock value, which is now not appropriate. He has apologised numerous times. The Shane we know is one of the kindest, generous, loving person there is. He is such an important part of our family, and I'm asking to please stop the hate. 2020 has been filled with so much hatred, and top it off with my wish is that we can be kind to each other and move on to happier times.
Oh my God.
Time again, Shane's book that got dropped by Target yesterday is actually way more effed up than we knew about. Someone had tweeted an excerpt of the book that is really worrying fans. In Shane's book, I Hate My Selfie, he says he was never molested, even though he was a beautiful child, and how insulted he is no one tried to molest him. Screenshot of page. Tracking also away from discussing boy. I'm guessing there are legal ramifications for talking about that in a book. Anyways, every morning I would wake up the same. No leg hair, no moustache, and definitely not a deep voice. But the worst trait I had was something no boy wants. I had a pretty face. Now I don't want this to sound cocky, I really did have a beautiful face. It was plump and round in all the right places. My cheekbones were high and sat perfectly under my Coke bottle glasses, creating a cute little crease when I smiled. My lips were soft and shiny. My eyelashes were literally 3 inches long and made audible flapping sounds when I blinked, like a fairy flying through the clouds. I'm still shocked and slightly offended that I was never.
It's just like a hard pill to swallow for me.
I witnessed him ruin the lives and reputations of 2 of our black friends. He literally ran my friend at the time, Khalid Howard, out of town and said so many nasty and horrific racist things about him. And whenever he was called out about it, he would quickly blame his childhood trauma as to why he was the way he was. That is interesting because that is what he alluded to in his video about childhood trauma. And now it really irritates me because if you are using that as a scapegoat consistently 24/7, oh, I can do this to you because of childhood trauma. That's not how it works. And using that within itself is very manipulative and it irritates people because when people would want to come out about behaviors due to childhood trauma, one could wonder that they could also be manipulative.
It is so heartbreaking. It honestly is heartbreaking and it's very, very, very sad.
I was right. And it's sad because I never want to be right about things that are, you know, atrocious or something, or I don't have any bitterness towards anybody, but when you've been through so much in life, people have, you know, put you through the mud so many times, your instincts becomes your, will I say, shining light, and this is one of them. That's why I always, if my instinct said bitch, don't go there, I don't go. Like, I'm that person. So in the light of everything, we just found out that Tati may appear innocent to everyone, but she may not be as innocent as many of you think.
These are bullies. These are high school fucking bullies.
Yes. This video just proved everything I've been saying about, like, Tati is selectively inclusive. Tati comes off as you know, they say the Karens, right? Honey, I've worked with different types of Karens in my life. She gives me that educated Karen. Like, if there were Karens, Tati is like close to the crown, you know, that point. And I was like, guys, when I watched the video, you guys, we all watched the Breaking Silence video. There are so many things I deduced from that video, but I could not put them all in one video because I was like, woo, this is, honey, there is a lot in here. You know, like Tati was like, oh my god, you know, I did not have any first-hand experience about James Charles, but she was being fed these rumors from Jeffree and Shane Dawson. And now this video I'm about to play for you says otherwise. I was like, ooh.
At the time, I had a keen interest in this because it seemed as though this whole thing was revolving around vitamins. And as I had done some research on her products and had watched a bunch of her videos and then also saw what happened with James Charles, I was like convinced that it was about vitamins, even though yesterday or 2 days ago she said in her video it was not about vitamins. And she even admitted in her video that yes, she was frustrated about him taking a sponsorship from her competitor, but it was sort of like her breaking point.
While I was definitely upset that he had accepted a sponsorship from the biggest rival to my brand, Halo Beauty, I did not make my video because of vitamins. I made it as a result of all of the lies that were fed to me by Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star.
And then I had to go back to that video that she said, bye sister and honey. It's if I was like, yes, I saw this part in this video. Yes, I saw this, you know, so I was like, wait. Tati is now coming off as, oh my god, I was so used by everyone. I was a 12-year-old and I didn't know what to do with myself, and these rumors were just coming in and I could not take it, and that she knew that he was on a balcony in a travel gym shots, and there is a possibility that she's worried about his mental health and state if she, you know, does a video. And Shane tells her, oh yes, don't worry, James will be fine. Huh? Really? Shane is not a doctor. Shane is not even in the medical field. Shane is not even a psychiatrist. So why would you believe Shane and then create the video and post? You see, there are things that are not adding up here.
So last year I wrote a piece, and after doing that I received a letter from her attorneys, and after which I received that letter, I cleaned up the article and I completely changed the way that the article was put together, and I took out any of the things that would have been claims or inaccurate or potentially false. And I learned a lot. I did. I learned a lot through that experience. And after I did that, they were like, yes, you definitely made these corrections, but it's not enough.
This ain't no allegedly. I'm just saying.
And then I subsequently received more letters from them, 4 in fact. And I was afraid that I was not able to share them because they said in the letter that if I published it, it would be against copyright infringement, even in part or in full, and that they would take legal grounds against me if I even spoke about it or published it. Fast forward to today, and I do have an attorney who represents me and handles all of this kind of stuff for me, and I was able to send him over all of the stuff I had received, and I said, hey, if they actually said that I can't talk about this, is that true, and can I actually show people a couple of things in which they said? And my attorney told me that under fair use, I am able to publish whatever it is that I want, as long as I'm not taking the entirety of something and I'm not using it in a way to be malicious. And I'm not here to do anything maliciously. I'm just showing you like what it was that she was mad at me, or not maybe mad at me, but they were upset that I had made these statements.
I'm sorry, but this is unbelievable.
A letter was sent to my former company that I was writing for at the time, and then I was copied on it. And one of the statements in which she did not want me to she wanted me to retract, was that this is what it said. During her Bye Sister video, Westbrook offered no proof for any of her claims. She said a phone call from James Charles made her want to vomit. Then she proceeded to go off about how the young model preys on straight men and cons them into trysts. And then the response from them was, the above statement is utterly and maliciously disparaging, false, and merit. Miss Westbrook's statements in regards were based upon her firsthand observations of Mr. Charles. So I effectively summed up what happened on her video, which is kind of, I mean, what she said, like, you cannot manipulate people, right? And she did say it made me want to vomit.
Y'all heard it, right?
Tati is now trying to come off to us like, okay, it's not my fault. I was being pushed to do all this stuff. Don't come for me, like I said earlier, but go for them. And I was like, no, Tati, if Shane added 50% into this process to try to take James Charles down, honey, you added 80% because you did not just hear these rumors, like you said. You said you also added your birthday. You talked about your birthday, how it was. Remember in the other video? Yep. And then created this. That is not even a documentary. That is a Netflix show. A 1-hour episode of a series. I was like, oh my god. And now finding out from without a crystal ball that at the time when we had the Bye Sister scenario, it just is so shocking when you realize that at the time she had 4,000 subscribers, so she was a small subscriber. So, you know, the Westbrook used their intimidation and influence and power, you know, to crush all the stuff she wrote down. You know, lawyers, you know, she writes an article and boom, a lawyer, like, bitch, take that down, you know. Can you imagine how you're so crippled you don't even have the means to even defend yourself?
Another one that she wanted me to remove was, in a 43-minute video, Westbrook accused James of using his power and influence to coerce men into having relationships with him. During the video, Westbrook offered no evidence for her claims, right? So she did. I mean, in that video, she talked about how he was using his power and influence and that it wasn't okay to do this to people. And they responded by saying, the above statement is utterly and disparaging, false, and without merit. Again, Ms. Westbrook's statement in this regard were based upon her firsthand observations of Mr. Charles. So, and then it was like, even if I said something about James, she would they got upset too.
Let's move right along.
I made a comment that despite her uploading new content, Westbrook continues to lose subscribers following her 2 videos falsely accusing James Charles of and misconduct. And they say that, again, it was her first-hand account, and that she had, which is evidence in and of itself, and she at no time uttered these words.
But I still think about you all the time.